Vega, open up the comms. The great pilgrimage awaits us. Hello, I'm Dr Samuel Hayden. I trust you are receiving this transmission clearly. Well then, it's that time of year again. The time where the Slayer embarks on the great journey of life and self-discovery, bearing witness to the world and all its wonders. I wonder what lessons we'll learn along the way. I'm allowing all non-essential personnel access to view these video logs and accompany us through our odyssey if they wish to do so. However, before we do, I must give a disclaimer. This particular Doomslayer that you will see tonight does not in any way represent or speak on behalf of the following corporations. Its Software, the Slayers Club, Bethesda Softworks, ZeniMax, Microsoft, Xbox Game Studios, Ghoul Tone Records, and more importantly, the UAC. Do not, under any circumstances, take their incoherent, uneducated babbling seriously. All comments made tonight are purely and only for comedic and entertainment purposes only, and should in no way be viewed as a factual opinion or credible news source. So please excuse their neglectful behavior. Now with all that finally settled and out of the way, let's get started. Enjoy the show. Vega, complete your final preparations and inform the Slayer that we are ready to begin. Slayer, gently press the button lightly to initiate the start sequence.
What the heck is that?
These have to get to Houston.
Good gravy, man. If we don't get them there by 8 a.m. tomorrow, we're all doomed. Doomed.
I'll put them in a FedEx box and print out a label.
Hurry, man, or we're all doomed.
Doomed.
What if I get a nasty paper cut?
Then you'll be doomed.
Doomed.
Help this woman, or we're all doomed.
Doomed.
I'm fine.
She's in shock.
Yes.
Take care of this package or we're doomed.
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 Against all the evil that hell can conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them only you. Rip and tear until it is done.
Hold back! No! They're everywhere!
Transmitting from HC-1556.
Casualties range in the billions.
They're breaking in!
We must pray now, brothers. Pray that he is watching.
Please, anyone, if you can hear me, if you're out there.
Attempting to acquire the Hell Priest signal.
Nearly 60% of our planet has been consumed by the invaders.
I need to rest my poor heart.
We have the Hell Priest signal locked in.
I've taken it
The target
too
is
far.
marked, but the signal will not hold for long.
For it is he that they
I need
fear,
a cold
not
glass of
man,
water.
or his armies.
Some place to fall
They fear
apart.
the mark of the
I need
beast.
to rest my poor heart. Yeah, I lost my wallet and my keys. They're lost somewhere around with my dignity. I woke up and I couldn't breathe.
Please help us!
I think it's time to go home. I think it's time to be alone. I'm so tired of being gone. I need a little more sleep, a little less talk. I gotta go see my mom and pop. I need to rest my poor heart.
I have located the priest signal. I will
I
mark
think
it
I'm
on your
taking
mark.
it too far. I need a cold glass of water and a place to fall apart. I need to rest my poor heart. Yeah, I went to the moon and back. Seeing on the way down I crashed. I had an itch and I needed scratch. Oh, and it's funny how that feeling just don't last. I think it's time to go home. I think it's time to be alone. I'm so tired of being gone. I need a little more sleep, a little less talk. I gotta go see my mom and pop. A little more sleep, a little less talk. I gotta go see my mom and pop. I need to rest my poor heart. I need to rest my poor heart. I need a cold glass of water and a place to fall apart. I need to rest my poor heart. I need to rest my poor heart. I need to rest my poor heart. I need a cold glass of water. I need a place to fall apart. I need to rest my poor heart.
Housekeeping. Well, how do you do?
My soul remains guarded.
Well, that's great and all, but that doesn't mean jack shit for your body now, does it? Well, at least your soul's guarded, but your body is not. So, a lot of good that did you. Okay, well, time to go. Okay, hold on, wait a minute. I am not drunk yet because the night is too early and we just started. Happy month of doom. Yes, yes, yes.
The first Hell Priest has been terminated. The demonic consumption of Earth has been reduced by 36.8%. There are 2 Hell Priests remaining.
Thank you, Vega, and thank you, everyone, for joining me on the Month of Doom. Welcome all, new and old. Old. But seriously, thank you to anyone watching this, even if it's just one person. I am humbled. I am very, very humbled, because that's more than the Month of Doom ever had in terms of attention. Well, that's not true. It's officially recognized by id Software and was featured in an article in the Slayers Club. So yes, the Month of Doom, it has gotten around. Word has gotten around. It's recognized. It exists. And you know what? We're here to celebrate it again this year for the 16th year in a row. That's right. The Month of Doom is the only annual holiday to not have been canceled and break its consecutive streak of celebratory excitement. So yeah, that's one thing the month of Doom has under its belt. And you know what? I'm damn proud of that. And it was really cool to see so many people wanting to celebrate the month of Doom, even though they had no idea what it was, because they just wanted to celebrate something. But the fact that, you know, people still want to celebrate it after a year later, finding out what it was, it warms my heart. I have, like, even if it's just close friends celebrating it with me, that's still amazing to me. So, cheers to you all. Thank you for celebrating the month of Doom with me. And don't worry, we're going to have some fun, and we're going to be going through all of Doom Eternal. That includes Ancient Gods Part 1 and 2. We're not going to be finding all of the secrets that Doom Eternal has because, you know, time constraints and all that. But we will be going through a lot of it. So there's a lot to cover, and I'll be sharing some fun stories, life lessons. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll probably puke from all the alcohol you will probably be consuming yourself, or non-alcohol, who knows, you know, you don't have to drink an alcoholic beverage to enjoy the month of Doom, but it helps. I know I am. But hey, any way you choose to celebrate the month of Doom, as long as you're here watching this, you're celebrating the month of Doom. And I thank you. I am very, very grateful and happy you can join us. And thank you to the UAC and Samuel Hayden for allowing these life lesson log files to be shared to the public and non-UAC personnel. Because we probably weren't going to have the chance to do it if it didn't get approved, and it got approved. So yes, that's the one thing you can thank Samuel about, and nothing else. But hey, we're going to have some fun. We're going to take you through as many life lessons as we can and make your month entertaining. Give you something to look forward to at the end of the week. That's right. Come on. And then you can get back to celebrating the boring stuff like Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. Woohoo! I bought myself a TV that was on sale because no one would buy it for me. That's great. Glad you did that. It's a 4K. No one gives a shit because nothing really runs on 4K right now. Looks like shit. But anywho, so yeah, I've been doing this for 16 years, and I'm pretty sure we got some fresh new faces watching the month of Doom and maybe wondering, what the fuck is this? Well, who am I to spoil the surprise and the mystery of what the month of Doom is? Don't worry, you'll come to learn what it is. Just experience it with us. Oh, look, there he is again. Hello, Jeff. He's off his lunch break and back on the clock. Just look at him. Look at him go. Yeah. No 401k for that guy. He just lifts heavy shit and lives a paycheck-to-paycheck lifestyle. And people are surprised. More Americans live a paycheck-to-paycheck lifestyle. Yeah, because part-time's the new full-time. What's up with that bullshit? Fuck off. Bullshit. Oh, but you know what? Let's not think about that right now. Let's think about the fun stuff. Let's think about the month of Doom. Come on, it is a time to celebrate.
The cleansing of Earth is a necessary step on the path to a brighter tomorrow.
fan-fucking-tastic. Ain't that exciting? So I'm rocking the default Slayer skin, but I got some fun weapon skins. And that's the one thing that I do enjoy. I'm going to show you some fun tricks too, like this one right here, how you can cancel the animation. I was supposed to cancel the animation, but I didn't do it in time, and I failed. So, whoops, never mind. Guess I can't show you that. So we were just stuck staring at a weapon mod. But hey, it's a very important weapon mod, and it's very good, and it's very cool. So, we're gonna have fun with fucking that. Isn't that like life? Where you want to show somebody something cool, and you've done it several times before. You've done it several times before, and it just doesn't work out. If I end up pulling anything cool, if I end up doing something cool, that's not intentional. That's because God wasn't looking. I'm just gonna let you know that right now. I am not amazing at Doom Eternal. Hell, I'm not even good at Doom Eternal. This is only my second year with the game. You're going to see me fuck up and make mistakes. A lot of mistakes. I'm pretty sure when we get to the Ancient Gods Part 2, I'm just not going to have time to edit it. So you get to see all the mistakes in that one. And maybe, just maybe, if we are running that short of time, I'm going to have to ask Samuel for a very big favor and initiate the 99th initiative. Hopefully it won't come to that, but I don't know. You gotta carry the invisible one. I'll explain what that is later on as well. There's so much to explain, so much to talk about, so much to catch you up on. But don't worry. The important thing is you're going to have mandatory fun. Doesn't that sound good? Mandatory fun? How is it fun if it's mandatory? Exactly, because it's mandated fun. You can't help but enjoy it. That makes no sense. Don't worry, listen to this Employee of the Month speech.
The UAC would like to thank you for your support during this transition. Your suffering continues to inspire us.
FedEx call. They want their Employee of the Month speech back. Well, that can be any company. Any company at all. Doesn't necessarily have to be FedEx, but it feels more appropriate, and people who are allegedly watching, they know what I'm talking about. Shout out to you, Adrian King. How you been? What up, and happy month of Doom. Oh, I hope you are as excited as I am. Shout out to you, and much love. Hope you and your family are doing great. And I hope that I can do my best to entertain you as much as possible with the month of Doom. And I hope you are celebrating with me, my dear friend. Alright. After this level, we're gonna get to some life lessons. I'm gonna share with you some shit. I'm gonna talk about some stories. So yeah, don't think that we're not gonna do anything. Oh no, we're gonna do shit. Lot of fun. Lot of fun.
Cackles wants num num. Cackles gets num num.
Alright, and chainsaw. Come on, chainsaw. Yeah, boy. Gotta keep the rhythm going. Nightmare mode is a pain because they just throw every single enemy under the sun. They're like, here's a Cacodemon, here's an Arachnotron, here's everything from the original Dooms, all on the first level. It's like, good God, slow your roll. This is too much. Nope. No pain, no gain. You gotta be in it to win it. Look at that. No, fuck. Yeah, I gotta concentrate right now. I cannot afford to die. Whew. Oh boy. There we go. That's the kind of tech we're looking for. Oh shit. No, 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 no. Yes, 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 yes. Come on, brave Pacey, brave Pacey. Come on, come on, come on. Oh my God. Yes. Oh. Oh. Damn. That was hell. That was truly hell. I mean, I know I'm going to die on the Nightmare run. I'm going to die a fucking lot. Especially on the Ancient Gods. You can't tell me I'm not going to die. But I don't want to die on the first level. Come on, what is this? Seriously? The first level killed you? Nah. Second level, maybe. But first, where are your skills? Where are your credentials? Motherfucker, I will not be killed by hentai. Damn it, Hugo. Ugh. Damn it. I don't think I'm going to make it in time. No, I did not make it in time, but it doesn't matter. He's dead. That's what matters. That it's dead and no longer my problem. I don't have to fucking deal with it.
The Con Maker is nearby. She is inside that demonic citadel. I will mark her location on your HUD.
Well, thank you, Vega. That's why you're my homie.
The gathering of Hell Priests is located just above your location. My scans indicate there is a lift at the center of this facility.
Fantastic. Now, let's all say goodbye to Jeff. Goodbye, Jeff. Not on there. Bye, bye. So majestic. Oh yeah, buddy. I'm gonna take you to church tonight. We're gonna learn some life lessons in Doom very, very shortly. So let's get this show on the road. Let's get this night started. Let's go ahead and begin the great pilgrimage of the month of Doom.
The Con Maker is present at this gathering, but when outside of her domain, she is by all accounts indestructible.
one can pass through the gate. This stops nothing. The sacrament of this world to the great Khan Maker will be made, and the energy will be restored once again. As it is written, from the souls of the non-believers, you will not save them from their judgment.
You go too far this time. You cannot interfere. This is humanity's chance to repent, to give service to us. You cannot resist the will of the Khan Maker.
Activating the portal now.
For it was you who was meant to enforce it.
And that's why I hated being a manager.
I do not have the means to locate the second Hell Priest. Your celestial locator is missing a component.
Oh, that's just fantastic.
Need a replacement.
Okay, where would I get that?
I've completed the redesign of your equipment launcher. The flame belch is now ready for your approval.
Awkward name. But yes, have it just magically teleport to my hand with no issues whatsoever. I enjoy that very much. Alright, let's go ahead and go with Loot Magnet. Thank you. That is a very important upgradable ability.
The portal is activated and ready when you are.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Hey, look at that. Let's see what people are saying about me.
This is an ARC broadcast. There are reports coming out of the quarantined hellified zone near the San Andreas Chasm. Satellite imagery show what ARC personnel believe to be the legendary Doomslayer himself fighting...
Legendary and sexy Doomslayer.
Or Doom Guy, as he is sometimes referred to, was thought to be a myth of the resistance.
Or sexy. I'm referred to that.
He was last reported to be seen on Mars and is allegedly responsible for the destruction of the Argent Tower there. He disappeared soon afterwards. The UAC continues to deny all reports of his existence. We will continue to broadcast new information as we receive it.
Who am I kidding? No one refers to me as sexy. They refer to me as asshole, that guy, or hey you, can you get out of the way? Yeah. Alright then. Let me take you to church and learn some life lessons.
Why do you guys always get so many boxes?
All right, everyone, let's get started. Anyone seen Schuler?
Where's Schuler? Anybody seen Schuler?
Is the cost of getting there getting in the way of doing business?
Alright, okay. Now that we got all the festivities out of the way, who's ready to learn some fucking life lessons in Doom tonight? Oh yes, the pilgrimage isn't just about playing Doom. It's about self-discovery and understanding how to deal and overcome personal issues in life. It is a spiritual journey. It's why it is known as the Great Pilgrimage, and why Hayden and I have been doing this for quite some time. It always evolves, and it's always adding something new. That's what makes it special. That's what keeps things fresh. But above all, that's what keeps me going. When I have a moment to stop and think about where life is taking me, what's going on, why all this is happening. I know it's been a rough 2 years, approaching 2 years, for a lot of folks. And each and every day, a lot of people around me keep asking and saying the same thing. How do you manage? How do you deal with it? I've also been hearing this one overused phrase. It wasn't always overused, but it's now the word I hear constantly. You've heard it too. You've said it as well, in the exact same tone. That word is, or phrase, I should say, I don't know. I don't know. That's become everybody's catchphrase around me. I don't know. Because the world is moving too fast. It's like all of us have to be on the speed of 4K. Let me tell you, as you get older, you don't necessarily get faster, and your options become more and more limited. Growing up, you were lied to. You can do anything you want. By the time you get to community college, there's like about 8 things you can do. 5 for most of you. There's not a whole lot. Your options are very limited. And your primary goal is to just make enough money to live, but have a job that's safe enough where you don't end up in jail. All this high risk, low reward jobs, they're not cutting it for a lot of people, which is why everybody wants, to increase the minimum wage, because you can't necessarily live off of $9.50 anymore because everything's just growing up higher and higher in prices. $10 wasn't enough. 11, 12. Now we're up to 15. But there's a problem now. Now, you gotta work more hours. You get more pay. But you actually get less. I'm not gonna get into all that though. Because in the end of the day, it's not about breaking down the economy. It's about breaking down your reality and showing you how it actually is functioning. Because at the end of the day, you only have enough time to go home and sleep just to do this shit again the next day. You're working yourself to death and companies don't care. Which brings us to our first life lesson. All companies are the UAC, Union Aerospace Corporation. That is the fictional company in the universe of Doom. Now, if you haven't noticed, and if you haven't been paying attention, the UAC is batshit insane. They're willing to use the powers of hell as a renewable energy resource. And they see nothing wrong with it. They're A-okay. They know what makes it really ethical. Really? You do? You know what makes it ethical? And you're willing to subject people to psychological, emotional, and physical torture in order to meet your quota. At the end of the day, all companies just view you as a body. a lifeless husk once they extracted the soul from you. And they know that they have no more use from you when it just becomes part of your routine and you just are quiet enough to do the job and get it over with. And the only thing that's left to excite you now is going out for pizza on the company's pay time or kicking the office. Oh my God. The office politics, the office culture, how everyone gets excited about cake. That's your life now. For that is the one thing that brings you excitement. There's cake in the office. Oh boy. Cake in the office. What's the occasion? It's Steve's birthday. Why, thank you, Melissa. It's Steve's birthday. I don't talk to Steve. I don't know anything about Steve. Half the time I hate fucking Steve. But I'm going to pretend long enough to give a shit about Steve because there's cake in the office. Oh boy, thank you.
Are no longer your people to save.
You do this until you either go insane or kill somebody. Probably both at the same time. One sounds like it kind of corresponds to the other. Or you just say, to hell with it, I don't care. I'm going to invest in Dogecoin, make a lot of money, and quit and be a hotshot. I'm going to make that quick, easy cash. But you don't know anything about cryptocurrency. You don't mind my computer. It's just making that noise because every now and again it likes to give up on something, much like me. It'll be doing that from time to time. It's an old computer. I'm an old person. I'm 31 now. I'm at that age now where I'm starting to say things like, I'm at that age now. And conversations with my father become more and more depressing and more embarrassing. And they don't become simple conversations anymore. They become moments of interrogation from the world's worst guidance counselor ever. If my dad was a guidance counselor, oh, I can't say, oh God help us, because that would prove that there is no God. And I know God exists. I'm not a religious man, but I know He exists. And you may be wondering to yourself, you're not a religious man. How do you believe in God? Why do you believe in God? Because He has proven Himself to me of His existence. You may be wondering to yourself, how? What has He done? He fucks with me on a daily basis. Wow, I'm happy. Oh, no, 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 we can't have that happen. Depression! Remember something embarrassing 2.5 years ago. Think of the most recent failure. Oh, wow, thank you. Now I feel sad. Oh, good. Whew. Thought he was going to have optimism there. Had me worried for a second. Yeah.
Remain unused.
Me
Finding
too.
more batteries will enable you to utilize the
Me
full
too.
functions of your command station.
I sat down, just watching TV. My dad wanted to take the opportunity to talk to me. And you know that when he talks, it becomes real judgmental. Depending on how it sounds. I'm sure all of you know that whenever your parents talk to you, they have a very specific way of sounding. Judgmental. When they're going to have that talk. Not talk. Talk. With giant metallic air quotes hovering above. Talk. And then my dad just throws out the so. This long-winded so, just so. And then it becomes this drowning sound of so. This sound. It's as if he means it to be groaning. Audibly groaning in my mind. So, you're 31 now. Yeah. 31 now. Mm-hmm. What are you gonna do with your life? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? I've always hated that question. Not only because of him, I've hated that question in interviews or just in general. Because I think it's so dumb. I don't know what tomorrow's gonna be. I don't even know if I'm gonna live to see the next day.
There is a Sentinel power.
I don't know if I want to live to see the next day half the time.
Clear a path forward.
Why would I think about 5 years from now? Hell, after 2020, honestly, who even thinks about a month from now? Because that was some shit. If it wasn't one thing, it was another. It was a dumpster fire domino effect of a year. I don't know about you, but it hasn't gotten any better. The world is going to hell, and pretty much looking like this. You want to make sense of something that is beyond you? Not possible. You can't. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try, you will fall, just like now. But you can climb back up because you understood what went wrong. But the minute you move on to the next level and open those huge ass doors, and the next one opens, and the next one opens, and you think, oh, it's going to lead to a room? Nope. It's going to lead to your next hell. Look at that. That's your next problem waiting for you. But before you deal with that problem way up there, you got to deal with all the little problems down here. I know I'm just motivating everybody. But this is the reality of it. This is that talk we all needed. I say this not to make everyone depressed, not to make everyone sad, but to give comfort. Because you are not the only one alone in feeling like shit. And that alone gives me a bit of an emotional comfort. Because that means that in today's world, where everyone is divided, and we have less and less and less things to talk about, less and less things to be common, like less, as we get less and less common ground, basically. I take comfort in the fact that knowing that no matter who you are, no matter what sex, no matter what gender, no matter what age, we all need to rest our poor hearts, and we all feel like shit. And every day, when we get up to go to work, we go, oh Lord. We have those days even if we enjoy our jobs. Or are mildly okay with we all can share misery. May not be on the same level, but we understand the concept. And once you understand the concept, you're able to at least put yourself in someone else's shoes. Then we can start building up from there. And how to find common ground. See, you gotta know what rules you're working with in life. And this is what Lesson 2 gets into. What set of rules are you working with? You got 2 sets of rules. Doom 3 rules or Doom Eternal rules. Otherwise known as Doom 2016. Now, let me explain to you something. Life lessons in Doom and how all of this is related to it is that Doom is just one of those games where I keep seeing the parallels of reality, blend in. Like the social commentary is so, either I'm overanalyzing it or so comedically well done that it should be satirical, but it basically becomes a prophecy. It should be satirical, but right now it's just prophecy, and that's what's happening. Like with the opening level, Hell on Earth. Everything you heard and saw should have been satirical, but damn it all, doesn't it feel that way? In Doom 3, the UAC kept everything secret. You weren't supposed to know anything. You also had a budget. You only had a flashlight and a gun, but they weren't attached together. This company traveled through the stars, build a base on Mars, bring people to Mars, have giant industrial spaceships, build teleporters and gateways to hell, develop the BFG 9000, and explain every detail of how it works, why it works, and what's it for. But nowhere on that space station is fucking duct tape. Nobody has duct tape. You got an entire room filled with live specimens and demons, and you got safety videos up the wazoo, but you ain't got duct tape. I have to switch between flashlight and gun, and you're not telling me shit? What's in that room? I don't know. Why does Steve not have a face? How is he going to eat his cake? How is he going to enjoy it? What are you talking about? Steve has a face. You're just hearing office rumors. I know what I saw. Steve didn't have a fucking face. It's gone. No, it's not. Yes, it is. I saw it. No, it's not. Steve is just practicing for poker. That's all. That's all Steve's doing. Why is Steve practicing for poker? He's just not that good and he wants to get better. They tell you nothing. They don't want to tell you anything. Then you have Doom Eternal rules, or Doom 2016 rules, where the company says, yes, we're shit, we know it, what are you going to do about it? You know what? With that kind of level of confidence, how can you stay mad at them? You are very sure of yourself. Yes, we're scumbags. What of it? You want college credit? I got nowhere else to go. That's right. Come on over here, where we're ready to show you some shit while not giving a shit. There's cake in the office. Woo! Wow! I can't wait. Cake in the office. Oh boy! Woohoo! It's fucking great. Cake in the office. Woo! Yeah, watch it. Boom! Fall down. That's what they're gonna do. That's what all companies do. They just drop you down like a sack of shit. Into the lava. Oh well. That wasn't an impressive person. Get the next tire. Find the next idiot on a donut run. That's all they're doing. Don't mind me, I'm just being cheap and taking every little advantage I can take. Sometimes you gotta exploit the system in order to survive. At the end of the day, it's about staying alive. Being sane enough just to make it to the next day. It's been a very emotional 2 years.
The betrayer's life signal is nearby.
Longer for some. It's just been an emotional journey in life. This life has been an emotional journey. Where do you see yourself 5 years from
There are
now?
motion sensors and artillery everywhere.
I told you all to leave me here. I am where I belong.
Talk about being lost in thought. He's the perfect example.
Saving your people will not bring you peace. Only make the burden you carry worse. And now you seek to defy the Khan Maker herself. It is your people's time now to give penance, just as it was mine. Hear me, Slayer. When his heart is laid to rest, then his soul will be at peace. And so will mine.
Now tell me, where do you think he sees himself 5 years from now? Or 5 hours from now? So, ask yourself that. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Celebrating the 5th year anniversary of you asking me this question? That would be my answer. My favorite answer. It's the most asinine answer to say. But
The
damn it,
extraction point has been identified.
is it not
I will mark
profound?
its location on your HUD.
Half the time it does feel that way. I mean, what else can you do? What else can you say? I'll tell you what you can say. I'll tell you what you've been saying. I don't know. Or, I don't know. Each and every day, everyone seems to say it more and more. I don't know. Or, I don't know anymore. Same thing. It's the general concept of not understanding what's around you. My God. How can you hope and try to understand what's around you with just all this shit in the way? No matter what power-ups you get, no matter what your understanding of your issues are, there's always something bomb rushing you everywhere. You just can't take it anymore because you're dealing with this and you're dealing with this. I mean, come on. Fuck off. Stop it. Ah. But you got problems to deal with. And once you deal with them, more problems will come. And blindside you. Just like that. And once you eradicate that problem and cut the head off, the door to your room opens up and you can finally go home and lay your weary head to do it all again the next day.
You guys work for us in this environment. You answer to us, and I'm asking that you do not pass this policy in Virginia.
Thank you so much, Ms. Thomas. We do appreciate you. Phil McCracken. Phil McCracken. Suk Mahidik. Luke Mahidik. Ophelia McHawk. Ophelia McHawk. Eileen Dover. Eileen Dover. Don Kiddick. Don Kiddick. Wayne Kerr. Wayne Kerr.
We have new information now also on the plane crash. KTVU has just learned the names of the 4 pilots who were on board the flight. They are Captain Sum Ting Wong, Wee Tu Lo, Ho Li Fook, and Bang Ding Ao. The NTSB has confirmed these are the names of the pilots on board Flight 214 when it crashed. We are working to determine exactly what roles each of them played during the landing on Saturday. Investigators will...
You can now find the remaining Hell Priests by activating your Celestial Locator.
Oh, gee, can I? Thank you. Finally. Time to put this here.
The second Hell Priest is located in the northern region of Earth. I will calibrate the portal now. The hub has several areas locked off due to power constraints. Once power has been restored, you will be able to access the entire ship.
Don't worry, I have a very simple fix for that. Just punch the hell out of it. Or shove this giant battery inside.
Sentinel energy levels.
And there we go.
Re-establishing power to core and supplementary systems. The ice bomb modification to your equipment launcher has been completed. Once fired, the bomb will douse nearby enemies in freezing gases. You'll have to manually toggle the launcher to fire either ice bombs or frag grenades.
Great, now I can make all those Batman and Robin puns that I've always wanted to do. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age! Screw your freedom! Life and all the problems that pop out of nowhere. Well, how about I tell some actual jokes? Well, not jokes. I don't have any jokes, actually. But I do have problems that sound funny. You know what? Let's lighten the mood here. In a bit. Let me get over this Ripatorium as I deal with all the issues. And we'll get to some jokes. I know everyone's here to laugh, but I had to be real with you for a minute so you can understand just the kind of work that we do. Here's your participation token. Now, let's continue our pilgrimage. But before we do, let's hear people talk shit about us.
This is an ARC broadcast. To any ARC personnel or survivors operating inside the Hellified zones, please be advised. More Doomslayer sightings have been coming in. ARC leadership do not recommend any attempts to communicate with the Slayer directly. Please avoid all contact with Doomguy at this time. While it is clear that the Slayer is an enemy of the challenge, it is unclear if he could also be a threat to civilians.
Alright. You know what? Let's bring it back to good vibes here, alright? I know, we're done looking at the pit of despair. We just jumped over it. Now, let's jump Oper. Yeah. Let's jump Oper. And climb over here to Oper this wall to grab this question mark and hop back over here to punch out this wall and Oper fire on all these assholes. Oper. Really? I said Oper. Sure. Why the fuck not? I'm only a little drunk. Let's start slurring words now. Oper. There's your fun word for the day. I hope everyone got a good laugh at that one. Oper.
The Hell Priest is somewhere in this facility.
Wow.
I cannot pinpoint his exact location at this time.
I'm doing just like my mom. Making up words. She makes up a lot of words. We actually have been keeping track of it, at least my dad has. To the point where he jokingly says, I'm going to make a dictionary of your mother's words. In the past 6 months, when he started, we have over 40 to 50 different words. And you may be wondering, well, how do you determine the definition of each word? Simple. What I was trying to say was, and based off of that, that becomes the definition of that word. Like, pesquicious. Instead of saying suspicious, she said pesquicious.
The Slayer has arrived.
What the fuck does that mean?
Challenged personnel, please be advised.
I'll tell you. Acting fishy in a suspicious manner. Pesquicious. You figure out how it's supposed to be spelled. And we use that word a lot. And people think, ooh, fancy vocabulary. Must be well read. Not really, no. According to recent poll studies, over 60% of American households are considered dysfunctional. That means we're the majority, and that normal people are the freaks. I know. Take a token as a prize. Now, there are certain levels to a dysfunctional family. Some families are fake dysfunctional, you know, like kooky Hallmark TV family from the 90s level of dysfunctional, where the biggest issue of the day is that I lied on my math test. Ooh, that's not dysfunctional. Uncle Steve, you know, fell into the pool. Wacky. Who gives a shit about your Uncle Steve? That's not dysfunctional. No. And I've always knew my family was dysfunctional. From the beginning. You may be wondering to yourself, now, come on. What's your family done? Well, literally, from the minute I was born, my family was dysfunctional. Really? That's exaggerating. No, I can prove it. My actual legal name is Sergeant Ranger Lopez. Sergeant Ranger Lopez. I did not name myself that. My parents did. My mom was drunk, and my dad is crazy. And I don't mean, oh, my dad is crazy. No, I'm talking about we, the jury, find the defendant. That level of crazy. Legally insane. He's the kind of man that gets special pants in order to classify his sanity level when going to the VA hospital. And you may be wondering, oh, can't be that bad. My dad is a combination of Major Payne and Hank Hill. That's a horrible combination. And some people say, that sounds kooky and fun. No, it's not. It's not kooky or fun at all. It has led us to some pretty embarrassing situations. Stories that, yes, will remain with us for the rest of our lives. But we hung our head in shame. Because he's the reason why we don't get invited to any dinner parties. Or why we are constantly moving from one neighborhood to the next. He doesn't know how to be a neighbor. He only knows how to be a dictator. His life has been nothing but the military. I swear, you know what? I think, honestly, my dad's a sociopath. I've watched enough documentaries. I've seen and studied enough, you know, psychology to know the signs. And hell, even if you don't, you can kind of see it from far away. This man only laughs when people die or get hurt. And he said to me, no, I don't. And I said, yes, you do. Prove it. I can prove it. I can prove you only laugh at other people's misfortunes. I will come up with a joke that only you and you alone would find funny. Give me time. The thing about my dad is he's one of those know-it-alls, kind of like Steven Seagal. How Steven Seagal always assumes he knows everything. You know why they call helicopters swoopies? Why? Because of the noise they make. That's the noise they make. I know. I've been a helicopter pilot for 47 years. Have you? Those were just movies. Now I was now for 97 years. I'm a tough guy. I know everything about fighting and being tough. Can you imagine being arrested by Steven Seagal? What a bizarre time that must have been to be alive. To know the reality of you can go to a bar, start some shit, Steven Seagal walks in, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm being arrested by the guy I saw last Sunday on a shitty TV movie as a Navy chef. What? So, my point is, I can't give him time to think. I can't give him time to poke holes in the story or the narrative of the construction of the joke. It's got to be sweet. It's got to be to the point, but it's got to be punchy. It's got to be. And I wrote like pages and came up with outlines, and I really looked like I was making a math equation. I was like, what can I do? And then it hit me. And I came up with a joke. And I walked up to my dad and I said, okay, I got a joke. That'll prove that you are a psychopath and only laugh when people get hurt. Okay. So what is it? I'll take my award now. I looked at him and I said, okay. And I cleared my throat. Here's the joke. I told him. A guy walks into a bar, gets shot, he's dead.
The beast draws near to me, my brothers and sisters, but he is weak. Your hate must match his will. Only then will
There was that moment of awkward silence. For about 3 seconds. And my dad just went... Trying to hold it in now. Now he's laughing. I didn't say anything. All I said was, guy walks into a bar, he gets shot in the face, he's dead. That's it. That's the joke. There's nothing, no setup, nothing. That's the joke. And he laughed for days. It didn't leave his mind. You still tell him that joke, he will still fucking laugh. It amazes me. It astounds me. It frightens me. That's the joke that made him laugh. And he didn't say, you're right, or good one, because he was too busy laughing. And he just shook his head like, oh, that boy ain't right. I'll tell you what. That's the Hank Hill side of him, just like, ooh. Why do you hate what you don't understand? I don't hate you, Bobby. I meant soccer. But, yeah, that's the joke. And the worst part is, I tell other people the story. I tell them that joke. But I tell them the story to go with the joke. So I'm assuming that the joke itself becomes the punchline because of the story. See, with my dad, I didn't tell the story of how we got here. So in a way, I told a punchline to a joke that was going to become I Quentin Tarantino a joke. I started at the end and we worked our way to the beginning. That's the only joke I know that works backwards, where you say the punchline first and then it has a story. I mean, wow. Just wow. And I would tell people the story and the joke, and they laugh. Everybody laughs every time I tell that joke. Guy walks into a bar, gets shot in the face, he's dead. I have another friend that laughs every time. So whenever, and we, at this point, he's not even my friend, he's my brother. We're like, unofficial, unrelated brothers at this point. It's just one of those friendship bonds where you just been through so much shit that, you know, you're just pretty much brothers at that point. But we make dumb jokes all the time. We used to do amateur stand-up. And we would go in a corner in a plaza that we always go to, and we would just practice our routines and our jokes. We would go to the bar, you know, get kind of liquored up, so, you know, get some liquid courage in us, and go to the corner, and just two drunk guys making jokes, just trying to, you know, bounce off each other, making jokes. See who can get who laughing, and, you know, who can keep their composure before we go on stage. And I told him the story. I told him that joke. And every time I can't get him to laugh at my lame jokes, I throw that joke in there, and he says, "That's not fair. You can't use that one because it makes me laugh every time." Why does that one make you laugh all the time? Because it's just a guy walks into a bar, he gets shot in the face, he's dead. Yeah, why? Why does that one make you laugh? Why is that one funny? It just is. It just is. Seriously. That's your reason. I mean, hey, it'd be like that sometimes. It'd be like, what? What? That just happens? Now I'm left wondering, who the fuck is that fictional guy that made that joke a reality? Seriously. Like, was the bartender mad at him? It just so many questions. When you really stop and think about it, what the hell happened? Was it a bar run by mobsters? Was it, you know, a man who was very, very late on his bar tab, and the bartender just like was like, you know what? Enough of this shit. Boom. What's the story? Find that one. I will say, out of the many things I've done in my life, I actually enjoyed stand-up. And I really do want to go back and try again performing and doing open mic, because I got to feel a sense of, I don't know, a sense of accomplishment when I could get a room to laugh, or I felt like I actually was working on myself. Comedy felt great. It felt like I was working on myself. And kind of like what I'm doing now. I just look at life, observe, and share my thoughts with all of you, and we can laugh, we can have a good time. It can be real. It can be funny. It can just be. And I enjoyed it very much. And life got too busy. Pandemic happened. And places haven't really opened up to their full capacity. And not a lot of people go out these days because of, financial burden and whatnot. But in the before times, like I said, we would go perform comedy. And I actually started stand-up during the month of Doom. You see, I don't just play Doom. I do things around Doom. And one of them was performing stand-up. Long ago, when I only had Doom 3 and Doom 2016, the whole reboot thing, wasn't even a thought. After Doom 3, it was 12 years plus until we had a new Doom. Think about it, that's a long time. And I was celebrating the month of Doom with just Doom 3 alone at that point. And Doom 3 Resurrection of Evil and Doom 1 and 2 and 64 and all that, but still. A franchise that pretty much laid dormant. I kept it going for so long. I got really hyped when Doom 2016 was announced, so. And it was around that time where I always kept up with tradition, and one of the things was do something outside your comfort zone. Do something that completely and utterly terrifies you. And overcome it. Yeah. Ain't that funny? Because social anxiety, I think, is going to become a growing problem. The less and less we actually talk to people face to face, the more and more intolerant we will become to one another. Like I said, what's everyone's common ground now? What's our common ground? When we're mad and hating everything, and we're being divided based off of what side of history you're on. So in order to give myself a new experience and say that I've done something unique in this life, I've found an open mic night and said to my friend, hey, you want to try stand-up? He's like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll give it a go. So we both walked in and we thought to ourselves, yeah, we can do it. We even talked to a guy who actually does this for a living. And he gave us advice. He gave us the most unencouraging advice. He looks and says, I'm gonna be real with you. You're gonna fail. Now, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to kick you out of this industry. I'm just letting you know. You're gonna fail the first time. What's important is that you don't stop until you succeed. You don't stop failing until you succeed. And I said to him, how would you know when you have succeeded? When you stop failing. Okay? But I understood what he meant. And it's that kind of ironic advice that ends up being the most useful in my life. You see, many years ago, when I went to college, I had an English professor that I got along well with. Talked to him after class and whatnot. And I was at that point in my life where I was questioning, do I really need this? What am I going to do? Like, outside of the textbooks, what's the real world experience? What's real life? What's your real advice? Because you have your on-the-clock advice, and then you have your off-the-clock advice. So, what's your real advice? I asked him one time, I said, if you were to give an actual piece of advice to a student without any ramifications, what would it be? And him and I respected each other enough where he could be honest with me. He says, okay, I'll tell you. I'm like, alright. Did I write it down? You can if you want to, but I'll guarantee you remember it. Alright. So, what's your greatest life advice you can give?
Attention, all cultist base personnel.
Please destroy the Slayer.
Much like me failing
I repeat.
to get that question. I just thought of what he said just now. Because it's very true. It still lingers on. And he says to me, "You ready?" "Yes." "You can't win." That's it? That's it. You can't win. I can't win. I can't win what? That's just life. That's just life. You can't win. Well, what if you do? You don't. Because eventually, your small victory becomes a great loss. So you can't win. Wow! And he says, that's why I don't give out real advice. It sucks. Real advice sucks. Too busy thinking about saying stuff. It just sucks. You can't win. I can't win. You can't win. That's your advice. That's my advice. Huh. I mean, who am I to argue with a 67-year-old man? I was in my 20s. And his life advice to me was, kid, you can't win. I'm still thinking about that to this day. I'm still thinking about it. I still think about it. It never left my mind. Never left my mind. And you know what? He's right. He's right. You can't win. No matter how hard you try, your smallest victories will be your greatest loss. How do you even deal? Like this one person I talked to online who wants to be a guidance counselor, and yet even he has his moments where he's like, my God, how do you get through it? How do you get through life? There are times where even he's at a loss, and I'm like, wow, that says something about life when a counselor needs a counselor. And he asked me, how do you deal with it? How do you overcome? I can't give him the real answer because it's terrible advice. It's not good at all. Because what I really want to say is, how do I overcome? Oh, I'm drunk as fuck. I drink myself stupid. That's not good. That's not good advice. How do you overcome your anxiety? You just got to get drunk enough. That is not what you want to hear. Especially if you tell that to a counselor or a counselor in training. So I have, some good advice for you. What's that? Is it prescriptions? Kind of. Here's a pack of 12 case of Guinness. And you just, take that whenever you need it. Just don't be taking it while driving or operate heavy machinery. But you feel a little antsy, you just, take a little, 12 pack or 17 or 24 pack, whatever. Like, it's terrible advice. You just can't. No. Stop it. Punch it. Stop it. Open the door to something new. It's terrible advice. I can't. How do you deal with it? I really want to tell you how I deal with it. Honestly and truly, that's how I deal with it. It is not healthy. At all. It is not the healthiest solution. But if I were to give a real answer, apart from the actual answer. If I were to give a real fake answer with bullshit optimism, but with a hint of truth, alright? It's kind of like scented toilet paper. My advice is like scented toilet paper. It's the dumbest thing in the world because it's the only thing you don't need to make smell good because it's gonna get fucked up. That's my advice in a nutshell. That's my analogy for my advice. It's like scented toilet paper. It makes no fucking sense why you even need it. But yet you can admire the irony behind it. So if I were to give any actual advice, I could say many things. I've been told many things, but ironically they kind of all have the same level of don't even try. But try just to see if you fail. It's bizarre. It's weird. I know. I'm all over the place right now. I'm rambling. And we're almost done for the night. But I will leave you with one last story before we go.
Come find me, Slayer.
And
I'll be waiting.
I'm gonna give you the advice my math professor told me. Because the funny thing is, I had 3 college professors. One I still keep in touch with. The other one went on to bigger and better things, and the last one, he's no longer with us. You were around for last year's Month of Doom. He took a moment to pay tribute. And I asked him the same question. If you were to give real life advice, what would you say? Do I even need college? Because I feel like I'm just Googling everything and watching YouTube instructional videos. What do I do? How do I feel like I can get anywhere with just regurgitated information? What am I learning? And he looked at me and he said, you can study what fire is. Read all the books about it. Watch all the videos on it. And you will know what fire is. But common sense will tell you, the minute you put your hand over the flame, you will feel fire. Fire is hot. That's how he explained it. You can know what it is, but you won't know what it is until you feel it. But knowing what you're feeling braces you for the pain that is to come. And as we conclude our pilgrimage for the night, if there's anything to take from any of this, in this whole pilgrimage, if you learn nothing else, I hope you at least learn this. hope that advice helps you how to deal
The priest has stopped moving. I will lock in signal now.
with your demons. That's all I got. Thank you. And enjoy the rest of your night. End of transmission.
And that is that. Well, this concludes our broadcast for today. Thank you for joining us. We hope you come back again soon. See you in hell.